Well, guys, we're here after the game inside the Ohio State Buckeyes Stadium. Unfortunately, Cooper, your prediction of the heist of the century was not right. Cooper, what's your initial thoughts of this game after the Red Bulls fell short?
Well, like you're saying, my prediction, the only upset is the Red Wolves as they came out with a 45-12 loss. But, we were talking after the game, for the first half, your Arkansas State Red Wolves went toe-to-toe, punch for punch with the number 3 team in the country. Coming into this game, they got up 14-0 real quick, and you're thinking, oh no, this is going to be a long game. But then it was like, team settled down. They started, we got 3 points on the board. We started going at it. And, for that first half, I was proud of the team. I'm not disappointed in them. No one expected us to win. It was a hard-fought game. But, that first half, me and you were talking during halftime. We're like, we put ourselves in a good spot to win the ball game, and that's all you could ask for.
Yeah, Cooper, you brought up halftime, and when halftime happened, we went into the dungeon of the stadium to charge our batteries, to get everything settled and ready. And, we played a great game in the first half. James Blackman looked absolutely phenomenal. Champ Fleming looked absolutely phenomenal. The defense looked great at times, struggled a little bit here and there, but, when you're playing Ohio State, your mistakes are going to speak volumes. It's not like a Grambling State game where you can make a couple of mistakes and still have a win. The Ohio State Buckeyes, they played a great game. They came out here, they took care of business. They did what we thought we were going to do. They came, they saw, they conquered. It wasn't like WrestleMania 30 where Brock Lesnar conquered The Undertaker's WrestleMania undefeated streak. The Arkansas State Red Wolves, they played a great game, but Cooper, now it's on to Memphis. It's on to Beale Street. It's, it's going to be one of those games where it's going to be do or die for the Red Wolves. Memphis, they're playing Navy this weekend, and the next weekend they got the Red Wolves in Memphis. But let's take a look at the stats. You got to look at it like this. C.J. Stroud, Heisman candidate quarterback, he was able to throw over 300 yards for the Buckeyes. James Blackman, that was the big thing we were talking about coming into this game was the quarterback comparison, because James Blackman, he had the number 1 QBR coming into this game in the country. But now, I'm sure that's going to change. But man, like I said, the stats are going to be where you win or lose the ball game. But don't forget, Coach Jones, he said in the presser that, no moral victory is a victory. You got to win ball games in order to say you won. So, we have a couple quotes from Coach Jones. We'll get to that in a second. But Cooper, what a game it was for the Red Wolves on the ground defensively in the first half. The second half was a different story. That's where the Buckeyes were able to come in, do their ball game, play the way we thought they were going to play the entire game. But man, Cooper, I'm proud. I could say confidently in Columbus, Ohio, a long way from Jay Vegas, that I am proud of the Arkansas State Red Wolves.
Oh, of course. There's this team. I know if last year's team, if they came to Columbus, they would have, came out here all kind of, down, and it would have been a blown out in the first quarter. But this team, they never gave up. The second half, Ohio State scored 2 touchdowns in under 5 minutes, and, that's just something you can't do against a team like this. But, they're the 3rd-ranked team in the country. But like you're saying, they came out here, they were ready to play, and, sometimes the other team just has better athletes, and there's nothing you can do about that. But back to the stats, we're talking about James Blackman, but once again, Champ Flemings had 10 targets and caught all 10 of them for 105 yards. He almost had a couple touchdowns here and there, just got caught, and he had a great game. And, along Butch Jones did say in the presser, the special teams, they did phenomenal. We had 4 for 4 on the field goals, because that's the 12 points we scored. No blocked punts. We had one taken all the way to the house, but it did come back because there was a block in the back. And, special teams was a big key in this game, and they did their job.
Right, so you brought up the passing game, and you got to look at it like this for Ohio State. Marvin Harrison Jr. had 184 yards. I saw him in this back corner end zone over there, far away from us, earlier in the game, had a beautiful catch in the corner. I actually got it on camera. It was one of those things where, man, you saw that and you said, this is an NFL-like team. They had the ability to move the ball down the field at will. C.J. Stroud, it's still week 2. But I wouldn't be surprised come the end of the year if his name's not mentioned in New York for the Heisman Trophy. But, man, like we were saying on the stats, we can't leave out the man Seydoux. He had the best catch of the season so far.
He was about right there.
Right over there. He had one, and, I'm sure you've seen it all over social media. He had a fantastic grab. I mean, words can't describe the beauty that it was. If you're a football fan, if you're a sports fanatic like the two of us are, how beautiful that catch was. And the great part about it is, not only does he play for the Red Wolves, but he's only played for the Red Wolves for about a year now. So that's great to hear. But man, like we were saying, Ohio State, number 3 team in the country, they were able to come out here, they were able to do what they wanted, when they wanted, how they wanted. And we just got to look towards next week. Like I said, we had the comments of the presser, and, we're going to probably take a look at that. But, Cooper, real quick before we do, what are your final thoughts on the game?
Final thoughts, Ohio State dominated that whole second half. But at the end of the day, I'm proud of our Arkansas State Red Wolves. And Memphis, get ready. You're going down, and we're going to be partying on Bill Street with the Red Wolves.
All right, well, we're going to take a look at the presser. We'll be right back.
A lot of respect for Ohio State and Coach Day, and that's a very, very good and very talented football team. So we knew that it would be a challenge coming in here. When you play a team like Ohio State, every mistake you make is magnified. So you have to do a great job in not beating yourself, and I think that's what they do. They got great football players. They got really good schemes, and they force you to execute. It's 17-9 with a little over 5 minutes to go in the first half, and we give up a score. And, we go in at halftime, but then, I didn't like the way we started the second half. I thought we lacked some intensity. And when you look at it, we had 2 3-and-outs offensively to start the second half. They went with the first 2 possessions and went down and scored. And but I will give our kids credit. It's like I told our team, there are no moral victories. To be the type of team that we want to be, the type of program that we want to be, you expect to win no matter who the opponent is, no matter where you play them. That's kind of a mindset that we're building in our football program. But I am proud of the way our kids competed, and that's what I wanted to see, is what type of competitive grit would they have. I thought they showed some competitive grit. But when you really look at the game within the game, I think it came down to critical downs. When you look at third down conversions, I believe we were 5 out of 20. You're not going to win very many games when you don't possess the football. We gave up way too many explosive plays on the perimeter of our defense. I believe we gave up, it's four plays of 40 yards or more for touchdowns. You can't do that. You have to make an offense drive the ball, and naturally they have a Heisman Trophy candidate at quarterback and some very, very good gifted receivers. But, again, it's all a mindset. But, again, I thought our kids competed. Now it's what do we do with this experience? It's like I told our players is, we need to self-assess, look at everything with a critical eye, and what's one positive thing that we can build off of. Disappointed, but not discouraged. I thought our kids competed. The first half, a lot of great learning lessons to move forward. We got a long football season, but I think a lot of things to build upon as well.
We just can't come out and keep it going 3 and out. Like the second half, we had 3 drives. The first 3 drives, we went 3 and out on the first 3 drives. But other than that, man, it's just all about finishing. We got to the red zone a couple times today. We just got to find ways to finish. Keep grinding it out, keep straining, and finish. When we get down there, we put together some good drives today. I feel like we just got to find a way to finish and keep building off what we did today.
Offensively, just find a good rhythm. I think we went into the game with a lot of confidence, and the way that we played the first quarter definitely gave us some extra confidence that we needed, and we were able to just get in the rhythm as an offense. Like James said, we put together some good drives. We were able to drive the ball down to the red zone, and I think we just got to find ways to finish. I mean, we had some self-inflicted mistakes that we had that kind of killed some drives for us. So as long as we can just keep ourselves in a positive situation and find a way to finish drives, like James said, keep straining, keep playing for 6 seconds every play, 6 to 7 seconds, I think we'll be okay.
All right, welcome back, guys. Butch Jones, he had a lot of great things to say. The players, they had a lot of great things to say. But man, before we get to going, we got to give a special thank you to not only Dustin Sullivan for driving us all this way. Took about 12 hours after the stop to numerous gas stations for gas, and even the greatest restaurant in America, the good old Waffle House. It's not a Waffle House, it's a Waffle Home. But in all seriousness, not only do we want to thank Mr. Sullivan, but we want to thank Dr. Brad Rollins at Arkansas State University for all the confidence, the trust he put into this program, and everything else that they did, not only Dr. Rollins, but the rest of the School of Media and Journalism at Arkansas State University. But guys, we just want to say from the bottom of our hearts, thank you for this opportunity. We hope we didn't let you down. And in the next coming weeks, when we go to Bill Street, we will do the same thing, act in class and professionalism. Thank you so much. You're going to see a lot of good highlights. They were shot by Peyton Burr. Thank you to him. But overall, I know I'm saying a lot of thank yous. I'm sounding like I'm accepting a Grammy, so I'm going to go ahead and stop. But, guys, if you want to see more of us, you know where to tune in. You know where to follow on social media. We will see you this Thursday on Red Wolf Roundtable. Thank you, guys. We'll see you then.